Welcome to Club Wisdom 8's guide to LANGRISSER M mobile game for global, which is out from January 2019. Now, with regard to this, I'm going to give you 10 points that are very interesting that everybody should know if they've never played before. Okay, we begin. The first point is, as soon as you start playing the game, you have a few stories that you have some multiple choices you can make. You will see that happen when they ask you these questions, whether you're God and all this, and whether you want to control the world or whatever. And you get to a point at the end where your questions will change the outcome of the character, the hero you're going to play. And you will always be Matthew, but his type, whether you're a bow unit or a thief or a cavalry or a Pegasus flyer or Dragon Master, how you put it, whether what you decide, what you become, is a result of your questions, and you can always go back and do it again, so don't worry. However, what do you want to choose? Well, again, for me personally, I'm going to say what I'm going to choose, but remember, I can't tell you what you can choose. Or I could, but I won't. For me personally, as I'm not a whale, I'm not going for the bow unit. If I was a whale, I would certainly go for the bow unit. Or if I paid a lot of money and I was very interested in equipment for later on. Either way. Now, I think the thief is really an interesting looking one, and I think I personally like going that direction, but there's other reasons. For areas of PvP later on, it becomes very interesting. Now, the next step, like whether you pick cavalry or flying unit, that's tricky. You have to make that choice yourself. You know what I'm choosing. Next, save the bread. You need bread to increase your stamina, and it's good just not to use it up at the beginning, so try and save it up. And also, if you level up, you get stamina, and you level up very quick at the beginning, so you shouldn't have a problem with stamina, hopefully, at the beginning. And after level 10, your leveling up becomes slower, so keep that in mind. And save your bread. Next is the team. Okay, please think about this very carefully. Think about your team composition. There are so many units that you will get, but if you put all your energy into each one of them, you think, oh, I want the best of all of them, actually you might have a lot of problems later on in the game. So really take what I say seriously. For me personally, I would probably go with making 6 units good, and the first point is, take someone who's powerful with, like what we say, a DPS unit, someone who can really deliver those blows every second, like the huge power players, you know. So for me, you could look at using Matthew, or you could Kirikaze in the top left. You could look at these types of guys. The next guy, you could take someone tanky as to hold back and defend in some ways, and I like Vargas in the top right. Please don't think of copying me, this is just me, because there are other things to consider, and I'm trying to look at SR units to the best of my ability. Next is have a healer, and I've provided 2 healers in the tier list, which you could see maybe, but the bottom right is actually an SSR unit, and that's the one I really want because she has DPS, so she can really smash people. The next unit, it's really good to have a bird unit. You won't believe it. Yeah, it's hard to believe, right? But and also I think Lance is okay, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a bird, but I like bird units, I do recommend them. And with Lance, he has AoE in the bottom left, so think about that as well. Next, a magician. Now, you can't underestimate they're just overpowered, these magicians. They're so important, and for later on I'll explain. So please consider one of those. I put Egbert with that stupid name to the right. Okay, a great name, wonderful name, Egbert. Maybe, I don't know, it depends who you get, right? But and last of all, I said please take someone you love. Take some character who you think like you personally want to evolve, you personally want to change into someone very interesting, and don't get taken aback by rankings or anything. So think very carefully for that. Yeah, you might see a clue of who I'm considering on this page. Next, yeah, I want to say, yeah, all synergies can win. There's not necessarily a certain type, so be interesting. Now you're gonna get yeah, some of you might get very excited and think on your reroll that you got Lance, but actually he's the free SR unit, so please don't please don't get excited and think, okay, I've got Lance, I'm going to play through now and I don't need to reroll because I got my SR. It's not like that, okay? So that's really for the high-end noob. Next is Bozo and Sherry. I think that's how you spell it now, I forgot. But they will be, they're SSR units and they will be free. I can't prove it yet, but I believe through the daily mission completions they'll be free. So that's nice. So if you think about Dragalia Lost, when you get free units, normally even when you get a 5-star unit in that kind of game, it's like normally they're still not good. They're as good as a 4-star unit when they're free. Like, I mean, like when you get a free player, but in this game you get the proper unit for free. This is really, really great. Yeah, don't miss out. Now please, around level, very quick in the game, 7, 8, 9, 10, I don't know, very quick, you're going to get to a point where you go back in time to the old LANGRISSER series. What I want to say is, please, please, please use this time to go back and look at the games and also read up on the games. When you're going through LANGRISSER 2, LANGRISSER 3 or whatever, read up, go back on Wiki, read up about LANGRISSER 2, read up about the time, the history, and get a feeling for the game. If you get a feeling for the game, you can get a real love for the game. If you get a love for the game, then you're really going to do very well in the future. Why are you going to do well? Because the people who are just complete whales and who are completely just throwing all money into the game, they might quickly lose their love for the game as well. So if you're the one to stay around for a long time, you will end up doing well. And in order to do well, whether you're a whale or not, you need to spend time really loving the game and knowing the story, get to know the characters and who they were from before. It was the same with other games like Fire Emblem Heroes or other games like that. You know, the people who will probably stay playing those games are the people who really loved those games from a long time ago. And you have the opportunity now to get to know your history. Next is make friends and be generous. Always be generous. So with regard to making friends in the game, from the beginning you can make friends. You can make a certain amount of friends and then you can give them coins and then they give you back coins, and you can use those coins to even end up buying new heroes. So please look into that. And number 2, for extra stamina, log in during the day once and during the night. Great. And if you want to support the game, number 3, maybe you can like buy something like a special pack or something. I'm not going to say any more about that because that can be quite controversial. If you're a free-to-play player, then do whatever you want. But if you really think the game's great, find a way to support them, and you'll get something back as well. It will help you. Karma, yeah. Next point, after level 20, I think 22, 3, I don't know, around this time there's this goblin area and you get loads of cash, and you need people with AoE damage. So if you have people with AoE damage and you're not developing them, like Egbert or someone like that, please consider very carefully your AoE damage, and Lance is not enough, just to keep in mind. Now, the next point is at level 30 you're going to have a guild, and after that time, like in the 30s, the difficulty of the game it increases because there's this kind of belt that other characters wear. It's troublesome. Other heroes. It's hard to explain, but you need to be a bit more prepared for that. And maybe what you could do is take your experience up slowly. Let your heroes, your 5 to 6 heroes, go up slowly with your experience. That could really help from my experience. Now, number 9, combo. Now this is certainly not at beginner level. This is much later. Sorry about that. This is much higher. How am I going to put it? I hope I can't read it, but I hope they're not swearing too much. Yeah. Oh, I have to really turn it off, but I don't know how. Yeah. Sorry about that. Not many people use Line. It's my Arena of Valor team. But anyway, I can't get rid of it. Sorry. With regard to the comboing system, you need to start learning about factions, and maybe after the 20s you need to start thinking about how characters combine and what they do. And hey, that's great, no one's swearing and there's no nudity, thank God. Yeah, so please look at comboing later. Finally, I'm gonna kill them. I can't turn it off. And finally, please check your reroll guide, my reroll guide, not yours, my reroll guide, because you're going to get there's 5 important points that you're going to need for rerolling, and those points include killing those people online, and if you can subscribe, this would really help, because I've provided a lot more information to help you if you're a beginner. You just have to see the other videos to see what I've provided, as well as rankings and stuff like that. Yeah, so please check this reroll guide, and always go to the official LANGRISSER website. It's actually very helpful. It's not what it may be alternative to what you think. I'm leaving before I go completely crazy. Okay, bye everyone. Remember to subscribe and like, it will be really helpful. Good luck for beginners, and I tell you, I made this game and I'm really dead.